When your business is working, but something feels off, the revenue is coming in, the clients are there. Maybe you've even hit a goal you used to dream about, and yet you're sitting with this quiet unease you can't quite name, not burnout. You know what that feels like. This is different. It's more like a question that keeps showing up in the back of your mind no matter how busy you stay. You push through it. You book the next client. You launch the next thing. You tell yourself, this is just the next level kicking in. This is normal. I know that feeling because I lived it. For over 2 decades, I built my business as a corporate and forensic accountant, up from nothing. Full staff, strong reputation. Every milestone I had set for myself, I hit it. Every goal, personal and professional, I met it. I did all the things. And then one day, not the business. The business kept going. Something in me went quiet in a way I didn't understand. I had built exactly what I said I wanted. I remember the day like it was yesterday. It was a Thursday of the first long weekend of summer, and my staff had just left early. I told them, see you next Tuesday, much to their surprise, an extra long weekend that we all needed to recharge after finishing tax season. After the girls left, I sat in the quiet and looked around my new office, which we had built in a hurry to be in before tax season started. Looking around at the space that I had designed, with all these windows, the high wood ceiling and open concept gave this space energy and created an inviting place to work. As I stared out the windows, I started thinking about how far I had come. A 2-minute walk to work, over a 2-hour drive when I was in corporate. Then suddenly an unexplained wave came over me, something that I had never felt before. Something is off, I said out loud, knowing that I had designed this space with feng shui in mind. I looked at the place where I was going to put a large fish tank as my water feature, which I had not had the chance to do yet. The room is out of balance, that's it. Over the long weekend, I just couldn't shake this feeling. I did all the things that made me happy. Gardening, meditation, and just chilling by the open fire. What's up? My husband asked. You've been quiet this weekend. I'm not sure, I responded with, something feels off and have no clue what it is. Or responded with, you have taken on a lot this year. New office, full staff, and a lot more clients. You're just burnt out. Tuesday came and everyone was sharing what they did over the weekend when it came to my turn. I hesitated for a moment, knowing that I could not share what I was experiencing. Instead, I replied with, I did all the things I love to do. A week later, a colleague reached out for our annual chat after we shared stories. Then she dropped a bomb on me and said I have cancer at the age of 70. I've had a great career and a great life. If it's my time, I'm good with that. She continued with, I just found out and I still have a lot of testing to go through, but I will keep you in the loop, and our call ended. I sat in stillness, thinking about what she had just said. This hit me hard, both professional and personally. I turned off my computer and walked into my home, where I found my husband in the kitchen. I told him about the call that I just had, and then I said it. I'm in a career that you don't retire from, you die from. Then I turned around and walked outside and sat at our pond, my safe place to think. A few weeks later, I was Sister Day, once a month where we just hang out and do whatever we want. I shared with her my something is off day and the call from my colleague, including my comment that I'm in a career that you don't retire from, you die from. She said, let's start by getting by a fish tank for the office and fill that space. We had a great day together, the kind that makes you forget what's bothering you for the day. And just like that, I said this, I'm not done yet. I have more to do. I have no clue what it is, but I know what it's not. Wow, she said, you start your 6-week vacation soon. Take that time to figure it out. This was the statement that changed everything. Over the 6 weeks, the first realization was that I could not share with anyone. The second was the emotional roller coaster that I was on. At one point, I just wanted to burn my entire business down that I had built. Knowing that I could not do that, I made the decision that I would take the time to restructure the business to allow whatever my next step to come through. 6 months later, a client reached out and said, "It's not my numbers, but something is off, and I don't know who to talk to about this." Then another client, and another. There it was. So let's talk about you. You've built something real. The clients are there. The money is good. The structure is solid. People rely on you, and you still know how to run the business. From the outside, it looks like a win, but you don't hear yourself the way you used to. You feel empty in moments you can't explain, disconnected from the very thing you built. And because nothing is visibly wrong, you start questioning yourself instead of questioning the situation. You have no one you can say this to. Everyone around you sees success. You feel something else entirely. So you push through. You stay busy. You tell yourself it's just a phase, that you'll feel better after the next milestone, the next launch, the next goal. But the silence keeps arriving, and the old answers stop responding. That's not burnout. That's not ingratitude. That's not a lack of motivation. That's what happens when the business keeps working, but the person inside it has changed. The structure still fits who you were. It no longer fits who you are. And until someone names that, you'll keep wondering what's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just standing at a point where clarity matters more than speed. And then they show up. The voices, the advice, the well-meaning people in your life who see that something is off and hand you the wrong answer with complete confidence. Your spouse says, "You're just burnt out. Take a vacation." Your colleagues say, "This is just the next level. Push through it." The business world says, "Scale it, systemize it, hire someone, build passive income, start a new offer." And the loudest voice of all, the one inside your own head, says, "Be grateful." Other people would love to be where you are. What is wrong with you? They mean well, every single one of them, and they are all answering the wrong question. Because none of that advice is built for this moment. It's built for problems with visible solutions. A broken strategy, a bad hire, a revenue dip, those have answers. But this isn't that. This is deeper. And when you try to solve a deep problem with a surface answer, you can end up 6 months later with the same feeling and different circumstances. Because the problem was never the business. It was never the structure. It was never the strategy. It was the conversation nobody was willing to have. The one that starts with, "Something is off, and I don't know who to talk to about this." Sound familiar? I want to leave you with a final thought. One from someone who understood the difference between achievement and meaning long before the business world caught up. This quote from Albert Einstein: "Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value." Einstein said that decades ago, and most of us heard it, nodded, and went right back to chasing success. Because value is harder to measure. It doesn't show up on a revenue report. It doesn't come with a milestone you can celebrate. But it's the only thing that answers the question you've been carrying. So let me leave you with this. When something is off, it's not the end of the conversation. It's the beginning of the right one. And if something in this conversation stayed with you, don't rush to resolve it. Sit with it. Sometimes clarity arrives the moment we stop forcing an answer. And if the problem needs a room of its own, you'll find the next step below. Until next time. This has been The Quiet Directive with Sylvia Mason. Find it where you listen.